sites built using Google Sites are automatically responsive. And what we mean by responsive is that you can view them on a computer or a laptop, you can view them on a tablet, and you can view them on a phone. And no matter which device you're viewing them on, they will lay out nicely and they will be readable, and the links that are intended to be clicked will be clickable. When Apple first introduced the iPad in spring of 2010, websites were all built on either HTML or Flash, and they weren't responsive. If you got an iPad or if you were one of the early adopters on the iPhone in Canada, any website you visited, you had to scroll it up and down and side to side to view it on anything other than a computer monitor. The backbone of our Google site is HTML5. And HTML5 is viewable on all of those kinds of devices without compromising the user's experience. So up here, we've got this little preview menu, and we can preview what it's going to look like on different devices. So if I'm down here, this is what it looks like on a larger screen, so on a computer. Here's a tablet. So you can see it shrunk in a little bit. We've got this more that just appeared, and science and social studies are underneath it now. So that would be if your student is using a tablet for viewing your website. And then finally we have a phone. And some kids, they use a phone and it does not bother them. I have learned in the course of my career teaching technology that the younger generation feels very differently about that small screen than our generation does. So I wouldn't write this off as a situation of who's ever going to look at it on a phone, because you'd be surprised. There's going to be a lot of kids who will look at it on a phone. And now we have a burger up here. And if you click the burger, it just flies out really nicely like that. There's your subjects, there's your navigation. And if we click that for math, there's those 3 links that we put underneath our math. So we want to report a problem with this. We can click on that and we can send some feedback to Google. And I do know that Google pays attention to this stuff. So if you have something that isn't working, you can definitely click on that and communicate directly to Google if they need to roll out a new feature or if something's just not quite right. So to get out of preview, I'm just going to close it. And I'm back on my page. The question may be, why do I need to be aware that the site is responsive? Google Sites is just doing it for me. There's nothing I need to do about that. Well, where that comes into play a little bit is when we look at some of the layouts, and if you're trying to move something and Google Sites won't allow you to move it, probably the reason is if you're moving it to a location where it would not be easy to use, what Google is doing is notifying you that that's not going to work, because it is doing the computations to make sure that your site works on a computer, on a tablet, and on a phone. So you can assume if it won't let you do something, that there's probably a good reason why it won't let you do that something. But I just wanted to make sure that anyone building in Google Sites knows that your website is going to be phone-friendly, tablet-friendly, and computer-friendly. So you get it all in one.